Welcome and thank you for staying with KTN Farmers TV. I'm Philip Keitang and this is Agri News. While there is a rise in unemployment among the youth, some have decided not to gamble with this trend and turned into agribusiness. With the dairy sector generating a good income to many dairy farmers, the involvement of the youth in this venture will go a long way in creating jobs. Brian Anangwe, a young and vibrant farmer from Nandi County, has dived into dairy farming using technology in his milking practice and value addition. Margaret Wairimo with more.
Nandi County is known for its thriving tea estates. However, dairy farming is steadily rising. Brian Kosgei is a young farmer who succeeded his father in the dairy business.
I finished school. I started looking for a job, but I later on decided to do this dairy farming because it is something that I had passion for. Yeah, because I like cows. Dairy farming is something very interesting because it has its own dynamics, but I take up the challenge because I said dairy farming is as good as any other job.
Brian milks 10 cows, which produce an average of 10 liters to 15 liters per cow per day. He sells the milk raw and boils the excess to make mala to customers in the far-off areas.
10 to 15 cows on milk, about 10 heifers, about another 8 to 10 cows. And we only deal with freshen. And the cows can also be, can create wealth. Once we have milked these cows, we process it, we can boil it, preserve it, then sell it to other consumers.
He has expanded his business to buying milk from his neighboring farmers. He cools and packs the milk to sell to different counties in the Rift and Western regions.
These are our suppliers. Some of them are bringing milk, some of them are buying it from us. Yeah. So milk is arriving, then go in. We're going to measure it to get to know the weight of the milk. And then once you have measured it, we sieve it. Then once you have sieved it, then it's ready for either preservation using the coolers or boiling it. To process at least 1,000 liters of milk per day, of which about 150 is from our farm. And then others we buy from other suppliers. We store milk in these coolers with a capacity of 800 liters. It will cool it to 3 degrees, therefore preserving it before we can process.
Of the total milk produced, about 60% is marketed through traders, cooperatives, hotels, and kiosks. Nutritionally, many consumers appreciate locally produced milk. For KTN Farmers TV, I'm Margaret Muirore.
When dusk blankets Nairobi, tiny tongues of flames lick blackened cooking pots in poorer areas like Mukuru Kwanjenga as dinner simmers over charcoal fire. Charcoal is a major polluter and driver of deforestation, but a new company may have a solution. Kenya company MGas, launched in January, is breaking into the low-income market for clean cooking fuel, using gas tanks fitted with tamper-proof smart valves that allow customers to pay for the gas in small increments. Customers say the gas is cleaner, cheaper, and more convenient than traditional fuel like wood or kerosene. This month, MGas received $25 million from UK-based Circle Gas, whose investors that include regional telecoms giant Safaricom.
Good morning.
M-gas ninaona ikinipeleka mzuri, haina moshi, napika chai yangu haraka, na wakati nilikuwa napika na stove ama mafuta taa, nilikuwa naona inakawia sana. Ninailipia kulingana na ile uwezo niko nayo.
Haini cost sana vile tuseme mafuta ama makaa ilikuwa inani cost, sababu mostly nilikuwa natumia stove na ilikuwa natumia 100 daily. Yes, so ilikuwa nikinunua hata hii mtungi ya 5 liters ilikuwa inamaliza only 1 week, na nilikuwa naitununua na 600.
This innovation is very important because it's reducing deforestation around cities in Africa, also improving the health of people cooking with biomass, like mostly women and children, and then how households can afford these fuels and are accessible to them.
The market is massive, so we really want to grow this at scale. We are only here because we want to have a huge impact at scale. So let's see how we go, but if I were a dreamer, and I'm a bit of a dreamer, in a couple of years, some million households in Kenya, some million households in Tanzania, and let's see from where we go from there.
Herbs farming has barely been fully explored in the country. This is despite the fact that there is a high demand for the herbs and spices, especially in high-value markets. However, some of the farmers have beaten the odds to venture into this lucrative agribusiness. When you approach Little Bloomer's farm in Gilgil, you are met by a sweet aroma of some herbs. Yes, Regina Mungai welcomes us to a 6-acre farm where she does herb farming.
2016, I started planting tomatoes, and I saw it had a lot of challenges and a lot of work and very expensive. And me and my husband, we decided we will do herbs because not so many people in that field.
On the left side of the farm stand 2 greenhouses. In here, she grows basil, a spicy and medicinal herb. On the same side of her farm, a little distance away, she has mint herbs that is ready for sale. From here, she says she will be harvesting on the following day. Some women are busy on the opposite side of the farm, weeding for a young mint crop. Beside the young mint crop is a block filled with neatly planted budding rosemary crops.
Mint, you do cuttings or the vines. It's very easy, it's very economical, although some challenges like aphids, white flies, if you know how to control, it's not a problem. Rosemary, as you know, rosemary has no problem, as you can see, is very nice. Thyme, it doesn't take much, it is not even expensive, but the seeds are very expensive. Because to propagate, you have to go to Plantec, they are authorized body, or Rogonaut. It is not easy for a farmer, but we take one by one as we can afford.
Another block has thyme, which is drying up. Regina has exhausted harvesting from this block and will be replanting the crop soon. Beside these herbs, she also farms sage, an agribusiness which she does jointly with her husband. Regina sells her herbs through an exporting company, which she says takes the herbs to countries such as the Netherlands and the United Kingdom. However, she would like to get direct market linkage, not only internationally, but also regionally and locally.
We sell to green breed company growers, and they do take it weekly, like mint is weekly. This week we are selling basil. As you can see, it is on the greenhouse. When we do sell to them, they do sell to UK, Netherlands, and maybe soon, if I have a line to export directly, I'll be very happy to do that. There are some challenges. There are these groups like HSDA, you have to go through them. KEVIS, today they are here, and then Global Gap, and have already started that. Yes. So maybe, God willing, by January, February, I'll be done. Because it's not easy financially, so it is step by step every day.
She may be one of the farmers who will benefit from the new program by the United Nations International Development Organization, UNIDO, with the funding from the European Union. UNIDO is currently implementing the Kenya window of the East African Community Market Access Upgrade Program, MACAP.
I'll go for herbs because to start with, you have to put the structure online, which is very, very expensive, because for herbs, you have to have like sorting area, cold room. That is how we started. Financially, I think is paying well. Tomato, I'm not gonna kill those people who are doing tomatoes. It is still something, but I myself, I cannot compare tomatoes and herbs. I would go for herbs.
The regional window of MACAP is implemented jointly with the International Trade Center and the German International Corporation. The Ministry of Industries, Trade and Cooperatives is also focal point for MACAP in Kenya.
I'm starting here to encourage farmers to do this herb farming. It's a very good way of fighting our day-to-day income. Most of the people are getting this as a simple way of farming, but I'll give a piece of advice concerning how a farmer should be well prepared.
The technical ability of developing countries to produce competitive exportable products that comply with international standards is key to their successful participation in the international trade. MACAP Kenya, which aims to support the development of Kenya's capacity to participate in international and regional trade, will be launched on Tuesday, October 29th in Nairobi.
Most of these herbs need warmer areas, and other herbs need colder areas. I will start with the herbs that need colder areas. We do have herbs like chives and also mint. They need warmer areas because usually they have some threats which are thrips, and thrips can't survive in a warmer area. So I encourage farmers, most of the farmers, to do their farm, if they are interested in doing chives, to do farming on chives in those cold areas. And the other crops like thyme need warmer areas for them to grow. Basil, thyme, and other like corianders need warmer areas.
MACAP is a 4-year program that will be implemented from 2019 to 2023. It focuses on selected value chains in horticulture and nut subsectors in order to enhance capabilities of value chain stakeholders to produce and trade according to international market requirements. Besides focusing on herbs and spices, MACAP will also focus on vegetables, which include green beans and peas. It will also focus on fruits, which include mangoes and passion fruits, export-oriented herbs and spices, nuts and almonds, oilseeds, groundnuts and macadamia.
One challenge of this farming is the market, because most of the farmers, they start farming without doing market research, and they end up getting frustrated, and that is why initially I tell the farmers most of the time to study the market before making a decision on which crop to grow. Now, for now, there's one crop that I encourage in farmers who are in warmer areas to grow, which is basil. Basil, it's the less expensive crop to grow. This one being, basil does not need a lot of resources for you to grow. Second, it doesn't need a lot of labor, and unlike other herbs like chives need intensive labor and also a lot of care. But for the basil, those who are in warmer area can encourage farmers to do basil at all cost compared with the chives.
Through these projects, farmers will be sensitized on the standards of the targeted crops, as well as how to expand and explore markets locally, regionally, and internationally. Up next is a roundup of other agricultural stories that have been trending in other parts of the world.
Syngenta $2 billion investment in accelerating innovation to deliver more sustainable solutions. Industry Future Labs event addresses quote-unquote unlocking the future of plant breeding. Syngenta YOOMTM Tomato nominated for Fruit Logistica Innovation Award 2020. Plant-based diets can play a role in reducing carbon emissions, but to realistically deliver significant and sustainable change, the industry must further improve efficiency throughout the value chain, as well as providing vegetables that are attractive to consumers. The Syngenta vegetable seeds will welcome customers and stakeholders to their stand at Fruit Logistica 2020 in Berlin from 5th to 7th February. The company will showcase a new complete portfolio of varieties with the goal of delivering reliable and sustainable solutions to the whole value chain. Cotton represents so much more than just a commodity. It is a culture, a way of life, and a tradition that finds its roots at the heart of human civilization. It is critical that the cotton sector meets the highest standards of sustainability at all stages of the value chain, as the Director General said that it is critical that the cotton sector meets the highest standards of sustainability at all stages of the value chain. Market and policy trends for the cotton sector, which has an annual turnover of around $50 billion with a production of 25 million tons in 75 countries. International trade in cotton is estimated at US $18 billion annually. Cotton is a major source of livelihoods and incomes for many rural smallholders and laborers, including women, providing employment and income to some of the poorest rural areas in the world. In many regions, cotton is the only viable economic activity available to rural households and communities, and the sector benefits more than 100 million families worldwide. For example, cotton export earnings help to finance 50% of the food import bills for Mali and 22.5% of those for Chad, while they more than offset the cost of food imports in Burkina Faso, accounting for as much as 60% of the country's export revenues. Canada's agriculture and agri-food system contributes over $114 billion to the gross domestic product and provides safe, nutritious, and sustainable food for the world while creating well-paying jobs for the middle class. The sector works hard to find innovative approaches to respond to growing domestic and global demand while addressing emerging challenges and maintaining its environmental sustainability. Food processors, industry leaders, and youth in Ottawa, Minister of Agriculture and Agri-Food Lawrence McAuliffe announced the new Canadian Agricultural Strategic Priorities Program, an investment of $50.3 billion over 5 years. Funding available through his program will help facilitate the sector's availability to address emerging issues and capitalize on opportunities.
On today's Sauti ya Mkulima, we feature fruit farmers from Machakos who are encouraging the youth to dive into the fruit business.
There's joy in planting your own fruits and harvesting them. Even if people came to buy your fruits and to feel it's not worth it, you say them, no, you're not buying my fruit. Just go to another person to buy them. If they want it's cheap, they will buy it from those people. But because it's yours, it's you have sweated for it, you have to say this is my cash, what I'm going to sell for my fruits. So it's good to plant all the fruits that you want.
Na youth wanataka waone action. Kama mkulima kama mimi, niweke vitabu vizuri, nitoe balance sheet mwisho wa mwaka, nione mpata kiasi hii ya pesa. Mtoto wangu atakuja. Si ati namwambia maneno matupu. Muhusishe.
Now let's look at how different agricultural commodities are performing in different markets across the country. As our tradition here on Agri News, we also take time to appreciate all of you continue giving us feedback on our social media platforms. And here on Agri News, we read some of that feedback. For example, today, one of our viewers says, "Hi KTN farmers, I'm Denish from Kisumu and have been following on the pig farming program, which I'm about to start pig rearing next month. Kindly assist me with the contact of Mr. Saitoti, a pig farmer from Atasia." Thank you very much, Denish. A member of my group will get in touch with you and will give you Saitoti's contacts. Another viewer also says, "I need to know about passion fruit farming. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, you didn't give us your name or where you're writing us from. Please next time do. But in the meantime, keep watching KTN Farmers TV, especially every Monday and Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. We have a show called Fresh and Fruity." Another viewer also says, "Good evening. I'm Jairas from Bomet City, enjoying the show. Thank you." Thank you very much also, Jairas. We appreciate that you are watching KTN Farmers TV. Keep in touch and we will not disappoint you. That is it from Agri News today. I've been your host, Philip Keitang. I will now leave you with the weather forecast.